Hey guys, listen to this crazy thing that happened to my dad. He's this chill, retired Navy guy, just trying to fix up his old 1969 Harley in our garage on Saturdays with his buddies. Beers, classic rock low, no big deal, right? Then this HOA lady, total control freak, marches in like she owns the place, phone out, screaming in a 911. Illegal activity. Loud noise. Possible weapons. Send officers now. She's pointing at us, calling my dad's friends criminals, saying we're destroying the whole neighborhood's property values. Dad stays calm, but she's smirking like she already won. Sirens get louder, cops pull up, and the second they step out, they walk straight past her, look at this one guy in the garage who's just wiping a wrench, and go, "Hey chief, everything good here?" Yeah, the dangerous biker she was freaking out about. He's the actual chief of police. Been coming here every weekend for months. Her face goes white. Phone drops. Handcuffs come out. But wait, that's not even the wildest part. Turns out she's been running some huge scam with her nephew, targeting people like us to force them to sell their houses cheap so they can flip them for millions. And right now the feds are about to drop the full bomb on her. You got to see how this ends. After 5 years deployed overseas, I was finally driving home to suburban Chicago, excited to see the quarter-acre lot I'd bought for my dream workshop. Then my stomach dropped. I slammed on the brakes so hard my coffee splashed everywhere. The empty lot was gone. In its place stood a brand-new gated parking lot with fresh asphalt, electronic gates, and signs everywhere screaming, "Willowbrook HOA Premium Parking, $75 per month." 60 luxury cars were packed in tight, earning someone thousands every month on my land. I walked straight to the office trailer where HOA President Stephanie Blackwood barely glanced up from counting cash. When I showed her my deed, she laughed. "Sweetie, this is community property now. Take it up with our lawyers." This trust fund princess was dismissing a returning veteran while profiting off stolen property. If you've ever dealt with an HOA nightmare like this, drop your city in the comments, because what I did next, using my engineering background and one remote control valve, completely flipped the script. You won't believe how spectacular her downfall was. My name is Danny Kowalski, and this is exactly what happened. Back in 2018, I ran a successful plumbing business in suburban Chicago, specializing in commercial hydraulics. Life felt solid. Divorced but on good terms with my ex-wife Sarah, 2 teenage boys, Jake 17 and Tommy 15, who still wanted to hang out with their old man. I just bought this beautiful quarter-acre lot on Maple Street for $38,000. The plan was straightforward. Build the workshop of my dreams. A real man cave with hydraulic lifts, full welding setup, space for the boys to learn hands-on skills instead of staring at screens. We spent weekends walking the property, measuring everything out, dreaming big. Then a military contractor offered me a 5-year position overseeing water treatment facilities in Eastern Europe. The pay was incredible, triple my normal rate, all expenses covered, enough to fund the workshop properly when I returned. Sarah and I talked it through. The boys would stay with her, I'd video call twice a week, and send money for their college funds. It seemed perfect. I remember that last morning in October 2019, standing on the empty lot with a cup of coffee that tasted like cardboard, visualizing the shop one more time before I left. The ground was hardening with the first frost, the sharp, clean smell signaling winter. Overseas, I threw myself into the work, installing massive pumping stations, coordinating with local engineers across language barriers. But pipes are universal. Every few months I'd check Google Earth. The lot stayed empty, waiting. The boys texted pictures sometimes. Dad's future workshop looking lonely with the weeds getting taller. Separation hit harder than expected. Sarah started dating a banker named Greg in year 3, who knew nothing about tools but could talk mortgage rates for hours. Calls with the boys faded from weekly to monthly to holidays. I told myself it was temporary. 5 years, and I'd make up for lost time. Meanwhile, back in Willowbrook Estates, our HOA was run by Stephanie Blackwood, 38, never held a real job, inherited her board position when her dad moved to Florida. She drove a pristine white Lexus she detailed twice a week and treated working-class folks like entertainment. While I was in Romania, She eyed my empty lot as wasted space. She convinced the board it was abandoned and the community needed improvements. By 2021, she'd pushed through a vote, hired her friend's construction company, and built 60 premium spaces with gates and monthly billing. Fresh asphalt smell, hydraulic gate motors humming, steady ping of cars. My lot became a cash machine. She collected $75 per spot, pulling in over $4,000 monthly. But people like Stephanie never check if what they're doing is legal. 5 years later, I'm home, expecting weeds and maybe bike tracks. Instead, I'm staring at her empire on my property. I sat in the rental car for 10 minutes, reality not matching my brain. Like walking into your childhood bedroom, turned into an office. Except worse, because this was my land, my money, my dreams under 4 inches of asphalt. I walked the perimeter, luxury cars everywhere, BMWs, Mercedes, even a Tesla worth more than 6 months of my pay. These weren't people needing affordable parking. They paid for convenience. There was a small trailer at the entrance. Willowbrook Premium Parking, Stephanie Blackwood, Community Development Manager. Through the window, she leaned back, feet up, scrolling her phone, same privileged face, designer nails clicking. I knocked. She looked annoyed. "Help you?" In that fake sweet voice. "I'm Denny Kowalski. I own this land." She laughed, genuine, dismissive. "Sweetie, this is HOA property. We improved abandoned land that was an eyesore. Community voted. Legal and proper." I show my deed photo. Her demeanor shifted. She stood, arms crossed. "Listen, honey, this serves 200 families. Take it up with our lawyers." She opened the door, perfume hitting like tear gas. "We're done. This is private property now, leave." The irony was thick. Over the next days, I tried reasonable. Called the HOA, left messages, attended a board meeting. Stephanie had prepped them. 5 board members stared like I was there to steal Christmas. She sat at the head in a power suit, papers stacked. "Mr. Kowalski, we've reviewed your concerns. Legal counsel confirms adverse possession after 3 years abandonment." She slid fake documents, wrong statutes, practice signatures. But I'd learned overseas. Don't win with anger. Win smarter, patient. I smiled, said I'd have my attorney review. She grinned smugly, thinking a blue-collar plumber couldn't challenge her. That night, I called my surveyor buddy Jim Rodriguez for precise property lines. Next morning, "Danny, the parking lot extends 15 feet onto Stephanie's own property. Her rose garden's on public easement." Universe has a sense of humor. Armed with the survey, I confronted her again. She was on the phone laughing about spa weekends. "Saw me, Indicall. I thought we settled this." I spread the map. "Your lot overlaps your land too. Spaces 47 to 52 on easement. Can't build permanent structures there." She looked uncomfortable for the first time. Impossible. Contractor checked everything. "Your contractor checked what you told him." I folded the map. "I'm not here to cause problems. Just want fair." Mistake. Reasonableness reads as weakness to her. 3 days later, 2 officers at my door with a restraining order, 50 feet from the lot or facility. Stephanie claimed harassment, veiled threats. "Officers, civil matters, sir. Criminal here, stay away." Now locked out of my land by lies on paper. But she'd mistaken. I'd dealt with corrupt bureaucrats overseas. Systems have rules. Know them better, turn their game against them. I spent days at the county recorders pulling everything back to 1965. Deeds, easements, permits, taxes. Key find: 1967 utility easement for Commonwealth Electric's power line corridor along my southern edge. Her lot blocked it completely. Utility paid HOA $1,500 per month for alternate access 3 years because they couldn't reach equipment. I called facilities manager Carol. "We've tried restoring access. HOA promises but cashes checks, runaround. Emergency access. Shut power to 400 homes until emergency equipment." I smiled. "Carol, I can help with that." While building my case, Stephanie consolidated. Emergency HOA meeting. Neighbor Mrs. Vanessa, 80, retired teacher. Fill me in later with cookies and steel melting look. Stephanie claimed I was dangerous criminal stealing community property, showed charts/testimonials, loving convenient parking. Finale. Motion to assess households $3,000 for legal defense fund against my hostile takeover. Elderly on fixed incomes cried. Hit me hard. My focus on her corruption hurt innocents too. Mrs. Vanessa, she says parking money for improvements. We've seen her new Lexus. Administrative expenses. Playground falling apart. Pool closed 2 years. I sat up thinking. She wasn't just stealing my land. Stealing from every resident believing fees help community. Not property rights anymore. Con woman exploiting good people. Next morning, I knocked doors staying 51 feet away, offering free plumbing help. Winter pipe maintenance. No charge. Neighbor helping neighbors. Word spread. Fixed Mrs. Henderson's water heater. Garcia basement drip. Young couples frozen pipes worry. Learned residents frustrated but powerless. Stephanie controlled meetings, financials, channels. Most unaware where money went. But working-class communities take care of each other. Every fix built an ally. Every watcher questioned why she charged everything, delivered nothing. Breakthrough. Helping Mr. Peterson replace shut-off valve, he mentioned half space is empty. His electric bill sky high since lot built. Increased grid usage. Called Carol again. Parking pulled commercial power but classified residential. Code violation. Cracks showing. Tuesday, Carol called excited. Get to county planning, ask Mike Brennan in code enforcement. Commonwealth sent you about Willowbrook violation. Mike, gray mustache veteran enforcer, spread thick folder. Violations galore. Commercial electricity fraud. Overcharging residents, subsidizing. Unpermitted construction, filed as landscaping. Fraudulent tax docs claiming amenity to dodge commercial taxes. Zero income reported. Anonymous tip with detailed records. $225,000 fees over 3 years. Only $40,000 maintenance. Rest Lexus, spas, shopping. Tip from insider with HOA access. Likely resigned board member. Biggest, stop work order from 18 months ago. Never served. Lot illegal 3 years. Under state law, revenue from a legal commercial op on residential property belongs to owner. Walked out feeling handed her kingdom keys. She'd build on lies, greed, paper trail. That night, planned, understand drainage. Walk perimeter, 51 feet away, studied flow, all runoff to single system under my property to city sewer. I controlled utilities through it. Called Old Crew Chief Pav, a Bulgarian engineer, remote valve systems like Bucharest shutoffs. He laughed. Send photos, elegant design. Met property rights attorney Sarah Martinez. Beautiful. Like Christmas for nailing fraudsters. Strategy. Simultaneous complaints. Code enforcement. Unpermitted. State tax. Fraudulent filings. IRS. Unreported. PUC electrical. Timing key. Hit all at once. No cover tracks. Built coalition. 12 neighbors via Mrs. Vanessa. Mrs. Henderson financial strain records. Garcia's decreased availability. Eliminated free spaces. David Kim, resigned accountant. HOA finance copies showing money diversion. Pavel designed remote valve to redirect flow. Simple, legal control on my property. Installed over 3 nights. Timing. Stephanie's big 4th of July barbecue. Maximum attendance, politicians, media, residents paying her fraud. She panicked weeks before. Hired PI, ex-cop Rick, photographing my apartment. Backfired, discover my military work, high clearance. She tried bribes. $500 to Mrs. Henderson for false statement. I threatened her. $300 Garcias, $200 Peterson. All refused, documented. Witness tampering felony. Whisper campaign. Overseas veterans unstable. Backfired. Mrs. Vanessa organized appreciation gathering. 23 residents with casseroles, cookies, gratitude. You've done more in weeks than her in years. Stephanie drove by twice. Face showing understanding divide and conquer failed. Final desperate play. Emergency board vote condemning my apartment as public nuisance via eminent domain. Claiming harassment, unlicensed business, Pavel's valve gear hazardous. Sympathetic city assistant commissioner pushing paperwork. Mrs. Vanessa called granddaughter Jessica, Channel 7 investigative reporter, taking down trust fund princess, stealing neighborhood. Jessica Bill's story airing pre-barbecue. Stephanie tried cease and desist on news van. Film tantrum, previewed intimidation. Turned celebration into downfall venue. Final installation Thursday night. July 4th, 2025. Hot, clear. Parking lot packed by noon. Channel 7 there. Mike Brennan routine inspection. Pavlin drainage tunnel. Finger on switch. Stephanie in red sundress. Microphone. Proud of parking revenue, funding playground, lighting, pool Reno. Jessica. Comment on illegal private property. Diverted revenue. Murmurs. A call from Boundary. Stephanie. Something you should know about that lot. Heads turned, cameras swiveled. This is my land. I have deed. Nodded Pavel. Valve flipped. Water bubbled from grates. Muddy sewage rising fast. 18 inches, 2 feet. Luxury cars islands. Owners on hoods. Stephanie screamed. Sabotage. Call police. I held up deed. My property. Built without permission. Stole fees, 3 years. Mike approached. Ma'am, code violations, unpermitted fraudulent utilities. She stood ankle-deep in sewage, sundress soaked, empire washing away on live TV. You erected illegal business on my land, embezzled funds. FBI wants your accounting. Aftermath fast. FBI seized records. Stephanie arrested days later. Embezzlement, tax fraud, false docs. Arraignment front page. Soggy red dress photo. Settlement. Family trust paid $400,000 plus restitution. $225,000 stolen fees, damages, fees, back taxes, IRS penalties $100,000. Banned from Illinois HOA leadership. HOA reformed, new board, David Treasurer, transparent reporting. Parking fees dropped to $25, free for veterans/seniors. I leased lot 10 years. Revenue split 40% maintenance, 30% improvements, 20% emergency, 10% admin, quarterly reports. My workshop dream evolved. Used settlement for Willowbrook Veterans Workshop, community space for vets learning trades, projects connecting. Grand opening October drew 300. Sons came, Jake with girlfriend, Tommy with engineering acceptance. Way cooler than just for us, Dad. Pavel flew in with Brandy. Man who moves mountain starts with small stones. You move bureaucracy mountain with one valve. Mrs. Vanessa cut ribbon with garden shears. Proper use of stolen money returned. Community healed. Workshop volunteers fixed playgrounds, helped elderly. Neighborhood renaissance. Months later, Jake called, thinking civil engineering, water treatment, room and family business. Drive through Willowbrook now. Thriving, neighbors know names. Parking lot funds real improvements, not handbags. Stephanie's trailer replaced by community garden. Mrs. Vanessa runs precisely. If facing HOA nightmare, bullies count on powerlessness, isolation. Records public, fraud leaves trails. Best revenge, force rules following they've broken. Document, no rights, call experts when needed. What would you do? Drop thoughts below. Subscribe for more chaotic, satisfying stories. Bell link in description for the full long video. Don't miss it.